I said I got to do a video. So I was wondering, I was thinking about the future and what the future holds, for our children and even for us if we make it really far into the future, if we're not gone before the future uh, years and years down the road arrives. But what happens when an alien life form turns hostile? Hello, Stephen, and good morning. What happens when that happens? Because I think aliens, we'll call them alien life forms, because I'm going to refer to mankind, humanity, as a life form. But if we were to go to another planet or something like that, we would be alien to that planet. We would. So we would be considered an alien life form ourselves. And I don't think that it's like when you go into another country and you don't belong to that country, but yet you bring your army against that country. Um, you would be considered an alien, you know, an alien life form if you were like that. Just like if you're going to go to another planet and that planet is colonized, go there and you pretend to be a loving, benevolent species, and you play the role, you keep it up as long as you can, but then there reaches a critical point, a critical threshold where you no longer want to be that benevolent life form. You don't. In fact, you're just waiting for that perfect moment to when you do your takeover. You turn hostile and you're tired of waiting and you take over. What happens when that occurs? Because I think that there's all kinds of movies about it. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining. There's all kinds of movies about it. And I was wondering what type of future will our children have and or us. And then I was out here watering. I was out watering and fertilizing my garden this morning. And down at the bottom, there is, well, I'm just going to show you this, you all. There's different types of vegetables, different types of things like that that you can eat, and they all don't look the same at all. They don't. Um, I'm barefooted, but I wasn't barefooted, poof, when I was out, you all. But alien life forms, they're benevolent at first. Some of them are when they're like a wolf in sheep's clothing. But I was out here watering these because my daughter said, "Mom, can you water these?" And I said, "Yeah, I can do it. Water and fertilize them." Do we got reception out here? Because I hope we do. And I was looking at this. I thought, that looks really, really strange. And then I thought, well, there's life forms that, you know, look kind of strange too. They may not look like us. I think it's like a cucumber-like thing, and it doesn't look like one, but yet it's a tad bit different. It is that right there. And I was thinking, well, if we encountered a life form, it may not look like us, and we may think that looks really strange, just like these right there. Let me put this back to me, just like that. But that one right there, I've never seen nothing like it before, and I thought that looks really strange. And it does. It looks strange. Oopsie, I didn't mean to do that. But I thought, I'm not going to reject it. I'm not. I'm going to probably taste it because it's let me see what it is. It's a Logan squash. Okay, a Logan squash. You all, please be respectful in your comments. Don't get yourself in trouble because I just released a lot of people from my Facebook, from my YouTube jail. I don't want to have to put you back in there, or I don't want you to join the 5 that are in there. I don't. But what happens when an alien life form takes over, and they're good at first, but then something happens and they turn bad? What happens? Hello, Susan B. Honey. Yeah. Good morning. What happens when that happens and they work alongside you for the betterment of humanity. They promise to bring good technology. Um, they promise to, make it easier for you to live and things like that. Makes your life simpler. You have to do less work because they'll do the work for you and stuff like that. So what happens when that goes a little bit too far? And you liked it at first. You liked working side by side with these alien life forms, and they were nice and you were nice and things were going all good, but you slowly noticed that your freedom was kind of slipping away. Yeah, your freedom was kind of slipping away. You became codependent on another life form, and you got yourself in that relationship with this alien life form that truly did at first had your best interest in heart, because you were in their best interest. You were in their best interest, you are. Yeah. Um, there's too many platforms for me to post on. There really is. I do YouTube, Facebook sometimes Telegram. I don't even know if I have a BitChute. I have a Rumble. I have an Instagram. I have a Twitter. I don't get over there. I do good to do what I do. Okay, and it's good enough. It is. So yeah. Um, Hello there, Tony, honey. Yeah. So you may have you asked yourself that question? Could there be an alien life form on this earth that came to this earth thousands of years ago? Thousands of years ago. And it offered you free technology, free everything, um, in exchange for whatever they agreed to. And then you're all happy. You're working alongside one another. Everything's good. And slowly you see things aren't as kosher as they used to be. And you're noticing that this alien life form is changing. It's changing. It's wanting to do things its way instead of our way. It wants to do what's best for it and not you. Um, and then it may tell you, no, it's all good. We promise we're doing it. It's for both of us. We're trying to help you out because we are a life form, and that other one is a life form too. Yeah. So I was wondering about the future and what it held for our children, really, and would our children have the life? Would they get to enjoy the life that we had? Throughout the years and years and generations, would they too get to enjoy the fruits of their own labor instead of the fruits of someone else's labor because of all the strings attached to it? Would they truly get to have that human experience? Um, or would it be an augmented experience? Would it be an augmented experience? And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't even know why I'm talking on this. Okay, it's very, very awkward for me to talk on it. I feel very awkward talking on it. I do, but I'm talking on it. Um, I think it's a great possibility that there is an alien life form on this earth that was benevolent at first, and it has slowly entered a stage of metamorphosis. It's changing, it's evolving into something different while keeping its autonomy itself, and then taking away the other life forms, which would be us, our autonomy, um, to it gets to the point where you don't have a mutual relationship anymore, and you're no longer in a codependency relationship anymore. You're in a much worse situation, a totally different relationship, kind of a domineering relationship, and then you become the lower species. You become the lower life form. When you were first, thought you were equal, and you slowly started sinking as time kept going. Totally started sinking. The you just literally started boom, and you now have to look way up to this alien life form that has grown enormous, so enormous that you can't even see the end of it. You can't. And you don't know if it's done fully with its metamorphosis. Okay, you don't know if it's done, and you're unsure of what the final outcome's going to be, but you have within you a feeling of you don't know about this, but it came under the guise of it wanted to be friends, it wanted to help you, but in the mind, because it did have a mind, it had a conscience, it decided that I'm going to lay low, and then boom. That's what I had to say. That's it. Just a thought. When an alien life form turns hostile, and you are no longer considered a mutual friend, you're considered the enemy. Yeah. And then you find yourself fighting for your very life, and your entire species' life. Um, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying all aliens are bad. You could call an angel an angelic being. You could say it's an alien because it doesn't. This is not their world, but they're interdimensional. They're benevolent beings. There are some who are malevolent. Um, there are angelic. There's a benevolent species out there that literally can coexist with humanity in peace. But then there are those who cannot exist. The time will come, I think, when this alien species that has turned hostile, I think it already has. We're just not seeing the full effects. It's laying low, but it didn't belong here. But it's turned hostile, and it's gathering more um, species like it itself, just like it, and they're here, and they may be blending in, and people may not be seeing them. They blend in so well, and they may not even look like us, may not even have this type of a form that we have, okay? They may not. No, they don't think like us. No, they don't have the spirit within us like we do. The spirit within them, they don't have the soul, um, but they have a conscience, something else that drives them, and they're strong in number. They're extremely strong in number, and I don't think they waver. They have one mindset, one, completely one. And yeah, I was just thinking about that, I was. It's not a, it's not even a normal topic to talk about, but it has aliens in it. It does, and I'm not hypothesizing, okay, I'm not hypothesizing because I really feel that there is one here. If you look around, you can see all of the imprints that have been left behind in different areas in different ways that were not beneficial to humanity, that literally caused humanity or mankind a great deal of harm. But it's that too is kept kept. It's like a Pandora's box. It's kept inside that Pandora's box, and I think that Pandora's box, somebody opened it a little too much, and now they cannot get the lid back on the Pandora's box. They can't, you all. And there may be people watching this say, Gina, what on earth are you talking about? You're not making sense. You're not coming right out and telling you what you're saying. Okay, if you got ears to hear, you know what I'm saying, okay? And I'm not going to explain it anymore because this is how I was told within my spirit. This is, the words are just coming out. I'm explaining it however these words come out, okay? That's how it's coming out, just like that. Because I'm not thinking beforehand what I'm going to say. I'm not. Yeah, I want our children to have a really good future. You hear that grain truck? They're so loud. Wow. They tear up the roads here, free roads, because they're so heavy too. Yeah. Well, there's another truck going, you all. The vehicles are distracting. They really are. When they're so loud, I try to get out here before they start coming. Yeah, I do. A crisis is coming again. Well, there's great change, and Earth has been through great. I thought that was the moon. Earth has been through a lot of change throughout all the years, throughout the centuries, decades, all kinds of changes. And perhaps maybe change is a part of life, and it is in some instances. Change is a part of life, and we do have a choice. Do adapt to the best of our ability to cope with the change while still remaining true to ourselves? Do we adapt? Do we just throw our hands up in the air and say, I'm not having it? What do we do? What do we do? I think we better, I adapt. I don't know about you all. I know a lot of you adapt while being true to yourself, maintaining that identity that you have, the identity, personal identity, because you are unique. You are. But what happens if you are no longer considered unique by an alien life form? That you are no longer respected and accepted for your individualism? What happens when that is no longer acceptable to be you? What do you do about that? I mean, you can accept it, say, okay, that's how it is, but that's not, I'm still going to be me. And I don't care what you think. I'm still going to be me. You can't take that out of me. What happens when that alien life form says that you have to be a certain way? You have to do this and you have to do that. You have to. This is the rules of the land now because they are now in control. What do you do? Yeah, I don't think we're at that point yet. I don't. In the future, we probably will be at that point right there in that particular area. But right now, we still have time to figure out what are we going to do and how we're going to cope, how we're going to adapt, how we're going to confront the invasion. Invasion, let's call it an invasion, and a hostile takeover by an alien life form that came in deceit and yet with ulterior motives, like a wolf in sheep's clothing. It can look like a wolf. It can come as an angel of light. And it can have people as angels of light on this earth too. It could, because they would be just like that imposter, that alien that is posing as an angel of light, an angelic being. And, uh, and when it appears in whatever form, stop your fighting down there. That squirrel hollered at that bird in whatever life form that it appears. Where was my train of thought? I gotta think about my train of thought. You don't know what it was. They distracted me. Oh yeah, when it appears, you may not see it for its whatever, because it may look completely normal. It just blends in so well. I don't know, you all, really don't. And I don't like to think that deep. I'm still going to live my life day by day. I am, with that in the back of my mind, knowing that this life that we have will not always be this life. It won't. It's already changed within the past 4 years. It has changed dramatically. Life is ever evolving, ever changing. And the future will also be much different than the present right here. Totally different. And will there be many of us around for this future that's going to be totally different, because it's already evolving. Our livelihoods are literally going through a metamorphosis also. They're changing too. And I just hope that we can keep humanity, mankind, for those who like to say, oh, it's not called humanity, Gina, it's called mankind, whatever you want to call it. I just hope that we can stay true to ourself, and keep what's left of who we are on the inside, and what we stand for. That's what I hope. Yeah. Shadow people. Yeah. Earth is a soul and a training ground to expand our perceptions and consciousness. Um, yeah, but Earth can have other species that realize that, and that's wherein the trouble lies. They want to thwart it. Yeah. Everyone's doing great. Yeah. So I'm just going to get back to that topic. What happens when an alien life form turns hostile? They come as, they come to help you, better you. They come for the betterment of humanity. All's going to be well. You're not going to have to do all this hard stuff. We've got all the answers. We'll figure it out. It's going to be easy. It's going to be beautiful. You're going to love it. All these promises. It's going to be beautiful. You're going to love it. And you won't have any worries. You won't have to wear yourself out or anything like that. You won't have to do any of that. And because we're going to make like they could even promise a utopian society. They could. Um, but everything comes at a cost. It does. And then you'd have to ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth the cost? Is it worth the price? Is it worth the sacrifice? What do I have to give up? Because you shouldn't have to give up anything in order to have a fulfilling life. You shouldn't. Um, but it's not always so. It's not. And would you even be conscious of what you're doing if you did, give up that type of your autonomy, your individualism, your uniqueness? Would you even realize at that point that you even were who you were before, that your life had changed? Would you? Or would you just have like a blinders on and you notice nothing different because it was a gradual, it was a slow takeover of humanity. Hello there, Apple Brooks, honey. Because things can be that. It can be stealthy, and you'd never even notice that something happened. Yeah. Um, it's not something that people want to think about. I don't think about it until till I got on here right before this video. I don't set my mind on that and dwell on stuff like that. I don't, because I promise you, I am living my life. I'm living in the moment. I am. And I would encourage every single one of you to live in your moment too. Live in the moment. Make the most of your life. Enjoy your life. All of it. Enjoy it to the fullest. Do what you want to do. Make your plans now. Get started on them. Do it all. Just don't ever give up. Don't ever stop living because of fear, because it's a major stumbling block. You can be aware of what's happening around you, and you can see it happening. You know it's happening, but it doesn't have to keep you from living. It doesn't. Awareness is, you're preparing yourself through awareness to become spiritually strong. And in other ways, all of that, you all, we know. We got to be stronger. As time changed, we got to change and get that inner strength within us, you all. We do. We got to come together. We do. So that's it. That's it, you all. I'm done talking. I really am. Don't give up. Continue to live your life. Make the most of your life. Make the most of your freedoms. I think that's a taboo word. You're not supposed to say it, but I said it. Make the most of it. Spend the time that you can with your loved ones, your friends. Do what you want. As long as you know it's good, not bad. All of it. Yeah. That great change has been coming for a long, long time, and it's not over yet. It's not. So with that being said, I'm going to go, you all. I got things I want to do. We got some more pots, planting pots. My neighbor was getting rid of some of his planting pots, so me and my daughter went over there and we got them because, you know, pots are really expensive, and I thought, sure, we will take them because we can always plant more things. So we got them, and I got to get them up off the ground. But yeah, you all, just make the most of your life. Try to, if you can, better yourself. You should better yourself. You should better yourself. And that, you know, there's scriptures about that. If you're able to better yourself, better yourself. Because when you better yourself, it's better for other people too. It really is. You better yourself, you evolve for the better. You change for the better. You grow. You don't spiral downward and cease to grow. That's what it's about. Growing, learning. Just keep pressing on. You all do that. Keep pressing on and don't give up. So I'll go again. I promise you this time I'm going. So with that being said, hello wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for coming over here. Thank you for your comments. Thank you, moderators. And don't dwell on this topic. Don't dwell on it. It's not worth dwelling on. Just leave it in the back of your mind. Watch this video and just leave it back there for future references is what I would say. Because life has so much to offer right now, in the here and now, in the present. It does. Have a wonderful afternoon. You all, love you.